Vatican City, or officially the Vatican City State, is a landlocked, independent country within Rome, Italy. It's the smallest country in the world by area and population, and the only absolute monarchy in Europe. In this video and audio guide, we will talk about the most unique country in the world, Vatican City, its history, how it functions, what you can see and do there, exciting facts, and of course, travel tips. Before we dive in, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, so you will not miss any of our exciting videos coming really soon. The name Vatican City was first used in 1929, which established the modern city-state named after the geographic location, Vatican Hill, within the city of Rome. The word Vatican itself is derived from the name of an Etruscan settlement, Vatica, or Vaticum. The total area of Vatican City is just a half of square kilometer, or 0.19 square miles. And the population, as of 2023, is just 764 residents. It's the smallest country in the world, but it has all the attributes of an independent country: flag, anthem, state emblem, government, economy, police, diplomacy, etc. Let's quickly talk about the history of the Vatican and how it evolved into what we have now. Initially, the area where the modern Vatican is located was swampy and often suffered from floods of the Tiber River. But after Agrippina the Elder, 14 BC 33 AD, drained the area and laid out her gardens, many villas were constructed there. In AD 40, her son, Emperor Caligula, built in her gardens a circus for charioteers that was later completed by Nero. The Vatican obelisk in St. Peter's Square is the last visible remnant from the circus of Nero. It was brought from Heliopolis in Egypt by Emperor Caligula. Tradition states that it was in this circus that St. Peter was crucified. Opposite the circus was a cemetery, funeral monuments, mausoleums, and small tombs, as well as altars lasting until before the construction of the majestic Constantinian Basilica of St. Peter in the 4th century. It is believed that it was built over the tomb of St. Peter, buried in that cemetery. From then on, the area became more populated in connection with activity at the Basilica. A palace was constructed nearby as early as the 5th century during the pontificate of Pope Symmachus. Popes gradually came to have a secular role as governors of regions near Rome. They ruled the Papal States, which covered a large portion of the Italian peninsula for more than 1,000 years until the mid-19th century, when all the territory belonging to the papacy was seized by the newly created Kingdom of Italy. In 1870, the Pope's holdings were left in an uncertain situation when Rome itself was annexed by Italian forces, and the status of the Pope was referred to as the Roman question. Italy made no attempt to interfere with the Holy See within the Vatican walls. However, it confiscated church property in many places. Though the popes did not recognize the Italian king's right to rule in Rome, and they refused to leave the Vatican compound until the dispute was resolved in 1929, called the Lateran Treaty. It was signed by Prime Minister Benito Mussolini and Cardinal Secretary of State Pietro Gasparri. The treaty established the independent state of Vatican City and reaffirmed the special status of Catholic Christianity in Italy. During World War II, the Holy See, which ruled Vatican City, pursued a policy of neutrality. Although German troops occupied the city of Rome in 1943, they respected Vatican City as a neutral territory. After the war, the Pontifical Military Corps, except for the Swiss Guard, was disassembled by the will of Paul VI. The Gendarmerie Corps was transformed into a civilian police and security force. Nowadays, the main branches of the Vatican's policy are religion, relationships with other countries, tourism, and ecology. Now, let's talk about the main attractions you can visit in Vatican City. Number 1 place in the Vatican is obviously the St. Peter's Basilica. It's an iconic and one of the most important religious and architectural landmarks in the world. It is the biggest Christian church that can hold over 60,000 people. The entrance is free of charge, but the queue may be pretty large. But since the Basilica opens at 7 a.m., it is recommended to come early in the morning to avoid long lines. Visitors can enjoy stunning interior and exterior, the unique 136-meter-high Michelangelo's dome, Bernini's baldacchino, the high papal altar, Michelangelo's most famous sculpture, the Pietà, papal tombs, and much, much more. You can also purchase a separate ticket to the dome of the Basilica. There you can enjoy the view of the interior of the church from under the roof, go outside on the rooftop, and climb up from the roof to the dome. There is an absolutely incredible panoramic view of St. Peter's Square, Rome's cityscape, the Tiber River, Vatican Gardens, museums, and surrounding neighborhoods. But please note that if you choose to climb the entire way from the ground level, you'll face roughly 551 steps from the base to the observation deck. It requires significant physical and moral effort. We have a separate video on our channel 100% dedicated to St. Peter's Basilica, so make sure to check it. Number 2 is St. Peter's Square, or Piazza San Pietro. Not only it is a place of great religious significance, but also a remarkable architectural and historical site. At the center of the square stands an ancient Egyptian obelisk, which was brought to Rome by Emperor Caligula in 37 AD. It casts a shadow that points in a specific direction depending on the time of year, creating a solar calendar. The square features 2 massive fountains on either side of the obelisk, the Fountain of the Four Rivers and the Moor Fountain. The elliptical shape of St. Peter's Square is defined by a Doric colonnade designed by Gian Lorenzo Bernini, made up of 284 columns and 88 pilasters. The colonnades symbolize the motherly arms of the church, embracing and welcoming visitors. As you enter the square, you'll see 2 large bronze statues of St. Peter holding the keys to heaven, a symbol of his role as the first pope, and St. Paul holding a sword, representing his martyrdom. St. Peter's Square is often the site of significant events, such as the lighting of the Christmas tree and the nativity scene during the Christmas season. It is also the location for the Easter Sunday message and blessing given by the Pope. Number 3 is Vatican Museums. They are renowned worldwide for their immense collection of art, historical artifacts, and cultural treasures. It's one of the largest collections in the world, comparable with the Grand Louvre Museum. We have a separate video dedicated to the Louvre on our channel. Visitors to Vatican museums have to come from the external entrance outside the Vatican walls. They can purchase independent entrance tickets or guided tours. Here you can enjoy Renaissance and Baroque art, Egyptian collections, Raphael rooms, a beautiful Belvedere courtyard, the Vatican Library, Apostolic Palace, and of course one of the most important places for Christianity, the Sistine Chapel. It is known as for its stunning frescoes, including Michelangelo's famous ceiling paintings, such as The Creation of Adam and The Last Judgment. The Pope is elected in the Sistine Chapel by a conclave of cardinal electors. When a cardinal receives the required number of votes, white smoke is released from a chimney in the chapel to signal to the world that a new pope has been elected. The Vatican Museums are among the most visited museums globally, attracting millions of tourists and art enthusiasts each year. Therefore, make sure to buy tickets in advance and prepare for some crowded rooms. Number 4 is Vatican Gardens, beautifully landscaped gardens that cover about half of Vatican City's territory and can be explored on guided tours. They offer a peaceful escape from the crowds and provide a glimpse into the Vatican's lush, green spaces. They were established in the 13th century by the Pope Nicholas III. Gardens cover approximately 57 acres, 23 hectares of land within Vatican City. They were created for the peaceful retreat of the Pope, and they include unique flora, statues, historic buildings, papal cemetery, oranges, and olives groves. Access to the Vatican Gardens is usually restricted to guided tours, and visitors must obtain tickets in advance. The tours offer insights into the history, art, and horticulture of the gardens. Before we dive into interesting facts, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude for joining us today. Your likes, comments, and subscriptions mean the world to us and encourage us to keep creating exciting videos like this. Interesting facts about the Vatican City. The Vatican City is the smallest country in the world, both by territory and population. At the same time, the St. Peter's Basilica is the largest Christian church in the world. The same is true about Vatican Museums. They are among the world's largest and most significant art collections. It's the only independent state in the world that is entirely surrounded by another country, Italy. The Vatican is officially a unitary theocratic Catholic elective absolute monarchy. It's the only absolute monarchy in Europe and one of 13 absolute monarchies in the world. The Pope is elected on a papal conclave in the Sistine Chapel. Vatican City has no hospitals, schools, or commercial businesses. As a result, it has no permanent residents. The only people who reside there are Vatican citizens, who are primarily clergy and diplomats. Latin is the official language of Vatican City, used for official documents and religious services. However, Italian is also widely spoken and used in daily life. Vatican City has its own postal service and issues its own postage stamps. Collecting Vatican stamps is a popular hobby among philatelists. The Swiss Guard, with its distinctive Renaissance-style uniforms, is responsible for the security of Vatican City and the Pope. It is one of the oldest and smallest standing military forces in the world. Vatican City has no prison system. Under the terms of the Lateran Treaty, 1929, Italy will, at the request of the Holy See, punish individuals for crimes committed within Vatican City. In the center of St. Peter's Square, there is a more than 4,000-year-old original Egyptian obelisk. Travel tips. Buy tickets in advance. To avoid long lines, purchase tickets for Vatican attractions online in advance. Consider guided tours to skip lines and gain insights. Dress modestly. As a religious site, modest attire is required when visiting Vatican City. This means covering your shoulders and knees. If you're not appropriately dressed, you may be denied entry. Arrive early. Crowds can be overwhelming, so arrive early in the day to enjoy a quieter and more peaceful visit. This is especially true if you plan to visit St. Peter's Basilica or the Vatican Museums. Visit on a Wednesday. If you're interested in attending a papal audience, they are typically held on Wednesdays when the Pope is in residence. Check the schedule and arrive early. Be a wise tourist. Vatican City attractions involve a lot of walking and standing. Stay hydrated and well-rested, take a fully charged power bank, and wear comfortable shoes. Respect religious practices. Remember that Vatican City is not just a tourist attraction, but also a place of great religious and historical significance. If you visit during a religious ceremony or mass, be respectful and observe quietly from a distance if you're not participating. We hope this video has helped enhance your trip and make it one to remember. If you liked it, please press the like button and subscribe to our channel. It inspires us to create more useful travel guides for you. See you in the next videos.